thank God for you, so give yourselves a hand. And our inimitable music minister, the mighty Keith Branch. Hear now God's word in 9 minutes. Genesis 36:9. And he dreamed yet another dream and told it to his brethren and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more. Say more. More. Verse 19, and they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. Genesis 48, verse 11. So Joseph settled his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land. Say the best of the land.
Best of the land.
As Pharaoh had ordered. 2 Samuel 5:4. And David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. Say 40 years.
40 years.
Verse 9. So David went in and to the fort, and he called it the city of David. Say the city of David.
The city of David.
Verse 10. And David went. Verse 5. And a certain man was there, which had an infirmity 38 years. Turn it to somebody, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Verse 7 says, while I was coming, another steppeth down before me. And Jesus said, rise, take up your bed, and walk. For the moments we have left, as you take your seats, we're going to preach on the theme. Dare to dream a great big dream. Dare to dream great big dream. We leave tomorrow because my 17-year-old son was the recipient of a dream of my mother. She wanted a doctor in the family, and tomorrow we start the pre-med program. He dreamed a great big dream. And yesterday, as I watched the news, all the stations announced with joy that in February 2014, the Super Bowl is coming to New York and New Jersey. 2 teams in the area, along with businessmen and lawmakers, teamed up for a big dream that football could indeed be played in cold weather and in an open stadium, and it will bring not only a great game, but great revenue to the city. And folks cheered in the middle of great big Times Square to see that a dream could come true. In Genesis, God takes us to chapter 48 because he shows us when Joseph is in the palace. He does not show us the pit story only, but he shows us the palace so that we can keep our eyes on what could be and not just what was. You have to call it as though it were. You have to see it. You have to think it. And you have to believe it so that you can achieve it. That's all I got. I know that's right. Why was this man at 38 years, if you contrast Joseph's story with this man at Bethesda School, 38 years he had been on this porch. Could he change his scene and change his angle? There were 5 porches. He stayed in the same porch at the same time, waiting for someone to carry in. Turn to somebody, nobody gonna carry you in this. Why was this man at 38 years, if you contrast Joseph's story with this man at Bethesda School, 38 years he had been on this porch. Could he change his scene and change his angle? There were 5 porches. He stayed in the same porch at the same time, waiting for someone to carry in. Turn to somebody, nobody gonna carry you in this life.
And nobody can carry you in this life.
I know that's right. I watched The Apprentice Sunday night. I drove from New York City, loading up my child's car with all of his stuff from 4 years, and I drove at extremely high speed to get home. And when we looked up on NBC, a man who 3 weeks ago had a refrigerator, but he said from the beginning, I'm in it to win it. When God gives you a dream, you've got to be in it to win it. This band called Life 101, you've got to be in it to win, or you'll lose if you don't use what God has given you. And so I have a question for you today. Is your life on life support? Are you waiting for someone to adjust your respirator, your feeding tube? Are you in a Christian crisis or a Christian coma? Or do you say every day, bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more? I don't know about you, but I don't want to be the biggest loser when it comes to the spirit realm. I want to be overweight in the spirit. I don't want so much greatness that they give it to me, God. Bread of heaven, give it to me. I want everything you have. bilingual as a black woman in New York City. Come on. So David in 2 Samuel, who we're first introduced to as a shepherd boy back in 1 Kings, sees himself not in the field slinging dung, but he sees himself sitting on a throne. God had plans for him to be king. He's the only one God recorded in the whole Bible as being a man after God's own heart. So if you want great big dreams to come true, you have to have a great big heart for God. You got to love God with all your heart, your mind, your shape. You got to sell out for him. Turn to somebody, I'm selling out. I'm selling out. You got to love him with everything you got. That's why the songwriter said, I'm yours, Lord. Everything I've got, everything I am, and even those things I'm not, I'm yours, Lord. Try me now and see if I can't be completely yours. So in 2 Samuel 5:17, he had demonstrated such greatness with his region. That's why God says, be careful and rule over small things. I'll make you master over many. That all the elders came to him and said, look, I want you to take over mine. So he went from 1/4 to 4/4 and became the ruler of all of Israel. And verse 10 says that he grew great. Say great. Great. So this summer, as you take your break, I want you to refresh yourself. Psalm 92:10 says it this way. How refreshed I am, God, by your blessing. I want you to splish splash in the spirit. Yes, I want you to soak up some sun, but I want you to soak up some Savior. I want you not to suck up, but soak up. Say soak up. Soak up. And dream great big dreams. And begin to see God move in a major way in life. Find something you're good at and keep on doing it till you're so good at it that others come and say, do mine too. Come on, come on. David understood that when God places something in your hand to do, even if it's with a slingshot and a pebble, you got to do it so well that giants fall down and eat. Anybody have something you do well that you know you're good at? You may bake the best pie or best sweet potato pie or the best cake. Anybody know how to clean chicken better than anybody else? Fried chicken like anybody else? Come on, somebody. Turn it out. I'm good at something. I want you to be so good and love God so much that God says, there goes a woman, there goes a man at lunchtime after my own heart. I want you to dream so large that even if you don't reach your star, you become one. I'm Joseph ended up in a palace. David had a whole city named after him. Michelle and Barack had a whole nation following him. What is it God has given it to you to do? He did not place you in a pit. Trying to tell somebody, don't be pitiful. Don't be pitiful. One definition of pitiful